Hi, it's Monday night, the 25th of May, and day 146 of Living the Dream. The power statement I wrote out for this morning, last night, I will hopefully finish the 12 lesson titles and content cheat sheet pages. But if I don't get it done, then I'll just continue working on it day after day until it's done. It just is time consuming, and I want it to be just a great little prompter. Anyhow, today was Memorial Day, of course, and Kathleen stayed overnight with our daughter in Park City, like I said last night. She said she would get home around 2 p.m., 2:30 this afternoon, and so after my win the morning, win the day routine and eating my breakfast, I went upstairs and worked on this 12 lessons, titles, and content cheat sheets. Before I knew it, it was time for lunch. Man, that morning went zoom, and I still had several lessons to review and do the content bullets on, and so I ate lunch and came back upstairs here to work on those lessons. But before I knew it, once again, it was 2:30, and I heard Kathleen drive into the garage. The first thing she said as she walked through the door was, "Let's go to Garrett's gravesite and put some flowers on his grave and spend a little time there, okay?" And so we invited our son Zed, who lives real close to us here in Bountiful, to come and meet us there. After cleaning around the grave marker, take all that dirt edges, make a nice little edge and wash it off and that kind of thing. After cleaning around the grave, spending some time reflecting on our time with Garrett, we then left to come home, and it was time for dinner. Well, we enjoyed dinner and then spent the rest of the evening relaxing and enjoying each other's company. I was present with Kathleen, and she was present for me. It was a lovely, relaxing day. Anyway, here's my to-do list for Monday right there. How to continue working on the 12 lessons and the cheat sheets. Bam! I worked on that. I kept that commitment. But anyhow, even though it was a holiday, I did have the time from the morning when I came up to the office here today and worked until it was time for Kathleen to come home. I was able to focus on that. I didn't go out and play around. I stayed focused as long as I could until she got home. Anyhow, the next question Croy asked is to get honest with yourself with these questions. What didn't go well today, Marty? Or what could you have done better? I did wake up early and I started strong. I did sleep in about a half hour. Did you start your morning with power? I still did. I spent that 45 minutes to an hour of my win the morning, win the day routine. Were you productive throughout your day? I certainly was. Did you get the most important things done? I worked further along on that task and moved that forward so my goals moved forward. Yes. Did you show up as the person you wanted to today and know who you are? I did. I keep my commitments. What about your personal time with Kathleen? Were you present? I already said that. Now combine all these questions together as one big question. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your commitments you made to yourself today? Well, since I was by myself this morning, and it was a holiday, like I said, I slept in until about 7:10, 7:15, and then I got up and did my win the morning, win the day routine. Like I said, I ate my breakfast, and then I was called up here to get on with that 12 lessons cheat sheet task. I told myself that I would work on it until Kathleen came home, and that's exactly what I did. Check. The next question is, what movies did you watch in your mind today, Marty? Did you make time for them? Every morning, mindfulness time. Do it. I do it. It's really quite interesting. I don't know. It was real quiet this morning because Kathleen wasn't there, and so it's really easy to put my must-see TV favorite 5 movies onto the screen of my mind today as I sat there quietly. I spent more time watching and imaging myself coaching a couple of clients than I usually do. It was just fun. I enjoyed it. Just sat there quiet and watching that movie and imagining how I wanted to, coming up with questions. And before I knew it, I had spent over 40 minutes in the mindfulness time. Woohoo! Pre-playing myself coaching, folks. I'm going to love it. I just know it. Next, Corey asked, what's the one thing that you didn't do well today, Marty? Well, what's the one thing you could do better starting tomorrow that would make all the difference going forward? I love the way that question is worded. In thinking about this question, I think I can always do more exercising than I'm doing right now. Like I said at the very beginning, I'm chubby for the reason that I'm not that conscious about that. I've not disciplined myself that way. I know I'm losing precious time that I should be using to lose the 75 pounds I promised I'd lose by the end of the year. Each month I don't work on it, I know it's going to make it harder every month to keep the promise made because I have less time to do it. So I need to do the mental thought work where I'm ready to make that quality decision and begin the regimen that I know will help me lose the weight that I need to lose over the next 7 months. I think I have about 62 pounds to lose to reach my goal. Of course, doing that daily steps to lose the weight fits this question perfectly. In other words, there's a regimen I can do going forward every day to be better and to lose the weight on a steady pace. I just haven't made the decision to take that next step yet, and that's what's going to take, is the right thought work. Next is the questions, were there any mistakes or failures that you can turn into a tool of success today, Marty, going forward? Well, starting as half done is a success tool and principle that fits this challenge perfectly of losing weight and that I want to lose. So I'm beginning to do the thought work, like I said, to be ready to make the quality decision I need to make, and I need to do it soon. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that thought work going forward, and I'm going to make that decision. Next, Croy asks, if this was the only thing you get done tomorrow, even if your day went sideways getting it done, but you'd still feel like you were a success, what would that one thing be? Put it into a power statement for tomorrow. Well, I say this. I hopefully will finish the 12 lessons, titles, and content sheet pages and get on to the next task that's at the top of the list. There's still a lot of time-consuming work to do to finish that task that I'm working on. But I'm going to do everything I can to get it finished up so I can go on to the next task, and then the next task, and then the next task. Time's going to tell, depending on what Tuesday brings me tomorrow, but that's my focus. Next, I'm supposed to rate my day's effort. Well, I gave today a 7. I worked at the speed of 7, that's for sure. I'm not at the speed of 9 or speed of 10. And that's because I took the rest of the day off to enjoy the holiday with Kathleen when she got home. And so I also spent the evening with her, and I never came back up to the office until now. So that's why I give myself a 7. Okay, let's end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. First of all, I'm grateful for holidays like Memorial Day. Let me tell you why. Due to the events in our country's past, American citizens in the past have pushed to make certain events be remembered and honored and held in respect for all the years to come. And I am grateful that Memorial Day was one of them that they set up and that we honor. Those soldiers and people who lost their lives to give us freedom, and our own loved ones that gave us the shoulders to stand on. I love the fact that we can celebrate them. There are many holidays that our forefathers have acknowledged as days of remembrance, and we're all blessed that they made them so. I'm so grateful for that. Next, I'm grateful once again for the law of thinking makes it so. The law of thinking makes it so. Have you ever wondered why a salesperson will greet one customer with an alert, "Yes, sir. May I serve you, sir?" but virtually ignore another? Or why a man will open a door for one woman but not for another? Or why an employee will constantly and consistently carry out the instructions of one superior but only grudgingly to do what another superior requests? Or why he will pay close attention to what one person says but not what the other says? As you walk and look around you, you'll find and observe that some people receive the "Hey Mac" or "Hey buddy" treatment, while others receive the sincere and important "Yes sir" treatment. The fact is that some people command confidence, loyalty, and admiration, while others do not. Look closer and you will observe that those persons who command the most respect are also the most successful. What is the explanation? And it's listed in one word: thinking. Thinking does make it so. Others see in us what we see in ourselves. We receive the kind of treatment we think we deserve. The person who thinks he is inferior, regardless of what his or her real qualifications may be, is inferior. Thinking regulates actions. CT FAR, circumstance, thoughts, feelings, actions, results. Thinking regulates actions. If a man feels inferior, he acts that way, and no veneer or cover-up or bluff will hide his basic feelings for long. The person who feels he isn't important isn't. How you think determines how you act. How you think determines how you act. How you act in turn determines how others react to you. So the fact is, you are what you think you are. You are what you think you are. That's why we got to do that thought work. Lastly, I'm grateful for the principle of success that says, never leave home without feeling certain you look like the kind of person you want to be and know you really are. Never leave home without feeling that. The fact of the matter is, looking important helps you to think important and think big and think smart and positive and superior in a sense, not of other people, but you're superior, your best self. And this is part of living the dream, thinking like successful business owners think. I love these principles, as you can tell. Anyway, I will be right back here tomorrow night at this laptop sharing my journey to alignment. And so until then, I wish you continued success. Way to go, Marty. Good night.